Hey, I'm Kenny Dean for Lake Live. Let me get that straight. In downtown Alexander City on Calhoun Street with my friend Mr. Henry Foy at Emporium Wine. Henry, we got the lighting set, the mood set, because we're in the cigar lounge. Is that how you put it?
Okay. That is correct.
This is really something you've just recently added.
I've been working on it for a while, but we finally are to the point where we think we can keep the smoke in this room as opposed to going filtering out into the wine shop. We don't want smoke in wine, and smoke don't mix when you're trying to sell it.
You know what I like, other than us just being friends, I like that part, but I like because you're always thinking about the people. You know that some folks don't want the smoke around.
Right. Some people don't much care for cigars. Maybe a lot of people, but they do actually go together pretty well, wine and cigars. And we also have liquor on the shelf now, so you could get a shot of whiskey and come back and smoke a cigar, and we're good for that. But we don't really want the smoke filtering out into the rest of the store. It doesn't belong in the retail store.
Well, you've got the wine, you've got the beer, you've added the liquor this year. You've got a great selection of all that, but you also got a great selection of cigars, and then you have food here.
Yeah, we do. We serve lunch every day, and we have some great sandwiches. It's a light lunch, but I mean, it's not a meat and three, but it's a good sandwich, and we enjoy doing that.
Let me tell you something. You mentioned meat and three. Yeah, we're from the South. We love our meat and threes, but if you're wanting to eat light and wanting to get a quick meal, when I say quick, a quick good meal, you can get it right here. And then, but the setting, the atmosphere, you've got downtown Alex City to look at.
Yeah, and of course we put the seating for the cafe is right up in the windows, which you will recall this used to be the Duncan and Son furniture store. So those two great big windows up there were displayed furniture, but now we use that for our cafe seating, and you know we moved that back a little bit a year or so ago when it was cold sitting up there in those windows, and people miss the windows. They really enjoy sitting up in the window and watching the city go by.
Let me tell you something. You also watch the train go by, because that's something that we also enjoy, is watching the train go by. Downtown Alexander City is such a huge part of downtown. You know, I think about history. I think about Duncan and Son. I think about no matter what age you are, let's say you're an older person, but you're bringing a younger person in here, you can talk about the history of this building, but all the surrounding buildings too.
That's right. We tend to forget that there's a lot going on in downtown Alexander City, and I frankly don't think we've told our story very well. But there's a great deal of history here with the railroad. You remember now, you may remember it well, that the gentleman who was president of the railroad, Porter Alexander, is who this town is named for. General Alexander was like way up. I'll say 11th in his class at West Point. He was a Confederate general that fought at Appomattox with Lee, and we don't capitalize on that because most people just don't even know it.
That's why it's good to come in here, sit down, enjoy a meal. You guys or gals, if you want to come back here to the cigar lounge and sit down and tell a story over a cigar, you can do that too. In fact, I want you to tell me, I'm going to let you cut mine, but I'm going to let you tell me more about the history of downtown Alexander City. We're in downtown Alexander City on Calhoun Street, and we're fixing to fire this baby up right now. Excuse me just a second. I'll be right back to tell you goodbye. Fire me up here, Henry.
We're going to do this with a piece of cedar A lot of people, a lot of purists say that the smell of the cigarette lighter is a deterrent, but I don't really think so.
I love to spit and chew and smoke. And I'm Kenny Dean for Lake Life with my buddy Henry Foy at Emporium Wine in downtown Alexander City.